Welcome, Libra. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your second quarter, April, May, June 2022 reading. I've laid out the Shulton deck in April, May, and June, and I will clarify with the African deck and finish off with an oracle card. So, if you enjoy this reading, if you find it useful, please like and subscribe to my channel. I welcome shares and comments, and am particularly sending light out to the area of the Ukraine and indeed all areas in the world that are war-torn at this time, which occupies a lot of the globe, unfortunately. But for those of us with relative privilege of safety, I think it is particularly important that we send love and energy and light to those that are being so affected. And I'm going to start your reading, Libra, by looking at the overall energy, the 10 of Jades or Pentacles. This is beautiful. This is the legacy card, Libra. And tens, of course, are as much about balance as even numbers can be. They're also a kind of portal. So they're a doorway. Tens are, to me, change, because they take single-digit numbers to double-digit numbers. So that represents a change. And this change is more of a portal that opens you up to a new level of abundance. So the legacy card is inherently about the generation of abundance and prosperity, of resources, of abundance. And this card, in addition, speaks about leveling up that legacy of abundance and prosperity, multiplying it by communities upon communities, cities, nations, and the world. That the more prosperous and abundant we become in our own lives, in our own communities, the more abundant our planet becomes. So for April, we have the Servant of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Ace of Staffs. You're definitely starting something new in April, and you are very focused on your growth. I'm sensing that you're receiving a message that will add to the sense of legacy that you are creating. This legacy is something that is now an inspiration. This is a direction of growth for you individually, as well as for those that you are in service to or in community with. But this is a personal desire for you to grow and expand. The Seven of Swords indicates that you are in an environment that has experienced some damage. You are in a place where you are trying to avoid confrontations, challenges, problems, even a suspicious attack of some sort. And in some ways, this feels like your ability to move away from a contentious area, your ability to strategize a move away, an avoidance of a difficulty that represents your ability to stave off a conflict. It's a very specific message I'm getting, but I do believe that you are in the midst of some kind of an argument or conflict that is stressful for the community at large, but you have figured out a way to get around this, to avoid this, so that you can move on to the creation, to the building of this positive community dynamic. In May, we have the Hierophant, the Eight of Staffs, and the Warrior of Wands, or the Knight of Wands. So the servant and the knight and the ace shows you exploring, questing for the means and method by which you are going to create this legacy. You are indeed taking the path that so many of us seem to be taking at this time. As we seek answers and assistance in various arenas of our lives, we set ourselves in a position to share what we've learned with others. So the many lessons that you're gaining at this time, you are actually in a position to share those with whom you are working. And this is facilitating a tremendous speed in communication and information that the group is pushing forward as a team. So as you yourself are exploring and questing behind solutions to a contentious situation, your team is also being empowered by your ability to model your behavior. You're seeking resources and assistance to move in this new direction, to build this wealth, build this abundance, this wealth and abundance that will generate more wealth and abundance. In the month of June, you have the Star card, the Chariot, and the Two of Cups. This is love. I see you having based and spent time, again, as so many of us are being guided to do, to understand yourself better, to open up to new ways of growing, as the ways we've done things are no longer sufficient to meet our needs. They no longer address our problems. And so as we seek to find new solutions, to gain new resources, we must go within. We must interrogate the way that we have learned and gained in the past. And as we found that difficult or challenging, we've had to learn new things. That process of learning new things and of sharing what you were learning along the way is what, in fact, is inspiring this new vision of hope. It's giving you faith, not only in yourself as you sink into your self-knowledge, the ways, the behaviors, the thoughts that will assist you in gaining new resources, new ideas, more time, a larger community, peers that are more empowered. This has given you a vision, a hopeful vision of the future. And this is now assuring you that you can move in the direction of your heart's desire here. This legacy you're moving towards, this abundance you're building, this physical, practical tool, edifice, building, center that you're building towards, that you're creating in community, is being directly supported by your ability to ask for help. The message here is repeated in a variety of ways. The help you request for yourself allows others to see what asking for help looks like. It allows you to be vulnerable in a safe space. As you are learning and working towards something new in community, this has become a safe and supportive environment for you to seek that help and get it. Asking for help is allowing you and the entire community that you're working with, that you now envision this beautiful dream that you're working towards, this ideal of everyone believing in themselves and thus in each other. Building trust in the community is based on your own process of self-knowing, self-care, self-love, and the deep connection you are now capable of making with your higher self, with a better version of yourself. This is the basis for not only all your relationships that are based on a deep and firm connection, but it's also the basis on which you can pursue any goal that comes from the heart directly to a successful conclusion towards this legacy that the community generates over and over and over again. There's no depletion of resources here. There's only the continuous generation of those resources for all involved. This is a beautiful reading. And if you are in a relationship or you're moving towards a relationship, this is taking a very destined character to it. This is something that is evolving out of who you are, where you are in the world, and a service that you are destined to provide in the world in partnership. I'm going to clarify. This reading is very clear to me, but let me clarify the Eight of Staffs with the King of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, a repeat. So this indeed is clarifying. Indeed, your goal is this large communal container for wealth and abundance. And that abundance is not simply the material resources and comfort, security that you're able to establish, but it's also the process of satisfaction, comfort, generosity, the other qualities that go along with the security and comfort of being taken care of, being able to take care of yourself and your entire community. And the King of Cups is really drawing a picture of you, Libra. This is your mastering of your emotions. This mastery comes from the very thing that I just mentioned, the ability to expose your vulnerability. The thing that we culturally think is weakness turns out to be the very strength that not only allows you to move forward with an open heart, but it also allows you to share and support those in your environment in a way that allows them to understand that it is their own deep soul work. It is facing those aspects of themselves, those experiences that were unhappy or that we have decided were failures, in order to learn the lessons, of those experiences. I'm going to leave it here. However, let me finish you off with a language of flowers and crystal oracle. Let's see what I can find for Libra. If you're enjoying this reading, please like and subscribe. And let's take the tuberose. The key word is desire. Be certain of where you place your passion. I'm going to leave it here, Libra. I thank you for your time and your attention. And until next time, Namaste.